Hello, delias Parris with Indian Hemp Fibers. If you haven't seen my first video, I'm relatively new at doing the videos, but really excited to share any information that I can. I know in the beginning I didn't know a lot and struggled and loved tutorial videos. And so I thought that I would share some videos with how I put things together. This is a video for these hidden paperclip floating tabs. And when I say floating, what I mean is that you can move them around because we're not going to glue them in. So because they have a paperclip in here, if you have this is the one I'm working on right now. If we go in here, let's see. And we've got all these really beautiful pages. Now let's go here. Let's say I wanted to bookmark this. I just come in, pop it in here. And even when the journal is closed, I have a little tab, a gorgeously decorated tab that I can just immediately open directly to that page. I also think when you close your journal and you look at the edge, it creates such a beautiful, really beautiful visual appearance. So let's pop this other one in here just for fun so you can see multiples. Oh, that one's 2 pages. I don't have fingernails anymore. Oh, my fingernails have disappeared. So we're just going to pop that one in there. And isn't that lovely? It's just so pretty. Let me see if I can pull that out. So I finally got my computer to mirror what I'm videoing and hoping that will help me see what y'all are seeing to make sure that I'm in frame. So I know there's lots of different videos on how to do these. I'm just going to show you my method, and I hope that it's helpful to you. So let's talk about supplies. There's a lot of different ways you can do these. I really love this die that I have, and I use it with my Sizzix. But I also I've got some that I just did with the straight sides in case you don't have a decorative die cut or you don't have a Sizzix. If you have a punch even, that'll work. When I do it this way, I can fold them over and just cut extra long. But when I'm doing them this way, because this die isn't super long, I actually cut 2 and glue them together. But we'll go through that when I'm showing you. So we're going to need some sort of either a die cut if you wanted a fancy shape. We've got some paper clips. We don't need anything huge. I like just the normal size paper clip. I try to use, so I don't like the white ones, so I try to use those in these in this project. We're going to have some washi tapes if you want for decorating. Some rubber stamps. That's how I decorate mine. Some sort of cardstock, or I really love using tea-dyed index cards because I think they're really inexpensive and I love the way the tea-dye looks. I will plan on doing a tutorial on that for you, but I don't have one yet. If you don't have, if you have like some flimsy scrapbook paper, you can just glue that to an index card. I've done that. Some distress ink, glue stick. I like this art glitter glue. And I've got my little Amazon Basics glue stick. And I've got a few ways to show you these corners if you're doing them like this. So if you have a straight edge corner punch, that'll work. If for some reason you don't, I'm going to show you a little trick using an old gift card or debit card or bank card, hotel card, whatever it is. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I've gone through all the materials. Oh, sorry, last item. I plan on decorating with these Tim Holtz field note snippets. Now, my jam is anything to do with nature. Obviously, everybody has different themes, different, you know, whether it's steampunk or shabby chic, whatever it is. I got super excited when I found these because the reviews were actually complaining that they were too small. But that's exactly what I was looking for, because when I have tiny items to make, I want tiny items to decorate. So I'm going to try and get some of these out just so you can see. They're perfect for these little tabs. In fact, I was so excited, I went and bought several more packets because I was so scared. There's a little bug. Let's see. I'll get some more of these out. Ah, here we go. Tiny mushroom. More butterflies. Another tiny mushroom. So an assortment. Let me see if I can bring that a little closer for you. Of tiny little items. And I think these are perfect for these little tabs. Or for little pockets. Not everything needs to be big. So I'm going to be using these. Let me put these to the side. Okay. So the first way I'm going to show you is if you do have a die and it's decorative. If you, let's see, do I have some sitting here? Oh. Uh-oh. Sorry, give me one sec. Come like that. Ah, here we go. So if you do use index cards, if you have flimsy paper, if you have thick cardstock already, you don't even need to do this. You can skip it. But if you don't, I just take 2 index cards. And we're going to glue stick them together. Here we go. I like to see everything when I'm watching videos. Even if I already know how to do it, I just do. So I'm just going to pop this one. Okay, there we go. And this gives me a really nice thick base, which is really good. Because if these are too flimsy, then when you're pulling them on and off, they're just going to fall apart. I think you want them to be pretty strong. Okay, so that's how I would glue my 2 index cards together. I actually have some already completed and dry. For the first tab that I'm going to do, that's the decorative one. So I've already cut these out. And because my die is not long enough to fold over and still have enough left, like, let's see, I thought I had a random piece sitting over here. I don't. Okay. But if I tried to fold this over, it would be so short. There wouldn't really be much left. So on this occasion, what I did was I took my 2 pieces. Let's check and see. Okay. So I'm just going to glue this very, very top. Oh. There we go. And just tiny bit of glue right along the edge there. Let's make sure it's completely. Okay. Okay. Completely on. Yeah. Okay. We'll let that dry for just a minute or two. But now what I have, see? So this part is glued just here on the edge. And I have my opening for tucking. If you are doing something like this, my dimensions, where did I put them? Of course. Oh my goodness. You know, I've had an interesting day already. At first, my microphone wouldn't work, so I had to get that fixed. Do you ever feel like, oh my gosh, everything is just being wackadoo all at the same time? But you just carry on and figure it out. Okay, here we go. So this piece here, which I actually really like the dimensions of, is about 1 3/8 wide and 2 1/4 inches long. But because on this, I can actually fold it out and then just fold it. We're going to do 1 3/8 wide. Is this? Oh, I got lucky. Look. So it's about 4.5 inches long already. So that's 2 1/4 inches, which is what I want my finished piece to be, multiplied by 2, which gives me 2.5. So we're going to go 1 3/8 here. Let's see. Right there. Okay. And I'm going to use my cutter. But obviously, use scissors if you don't have one of these. Here we go. Right. Huh. Okay. Okay. So with this piece, because it's 4.5 inches long, I'm just going to fold it over. Yay. It's always nice when things are easy. And I think doing a variety of different shapes of these is awesome for a journal. Like if they all look alike, I like variety. I like a mix. So I actually do these small, big. I'm not huge on measuring. But I do know that it's helpful. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. I'm going to get our die out of the way. So on this one, I'm going to show you 2 ways. So if you have a straight edge cutter, which is just so nice to have, we can just go in and give it a cut. And give it a cut. Now, I love these, but I actually literally just got this maybe 2 weeks ago because I've been doing the other method. So let me show you the other method real quick. If you don't have a straight edge cutter, you can actually do this. If you take an old hotel key or credit card and just cut off a corner, show you how this works. So we're just going to line it up right there. Cut. Then we're going to flip it over. Line it up on the other side. Cut. And we have our straight edge corners. I love it. It's brilliant. I've used this method for forever before I got the straight edge punch. So this one looks like it's about dry. Okay, so for the next part, what we're going to do is we want something slightly smaller inside here, and that's going to have our paper clip. And on this part, I really don't feel the need to measure. So what I do is I'll take my index card and I'll put it up against this one. I wish this were colored a little better so you could see. And I'm going to go slightly shorter than my edge there. So I know right about there. Let's give it a cut and see if I was right. Let's see. Oh, I've also got, actually. Okay. Right. Okay. There we go. Let's check that. Perfect. So if I tuck this piece inside this piece, I can't see it. And that's what I'm looking for. So let's cut it just, we know our tab's going. So we're going to fold this one over as well. And I know that my glue, see, it's right there. So I'm going to go, because like I said, I really hate measuring. Does anyone else hate measuring? Does anyone else go the lengths that I go to not have to measure? Okay. So, yeah, that looks good. So it's just a little bit shorter. We're going to give that a cut. Okay. So once you're at this place, we are going to take our paper clip, and it doesn't matter either way. Just pop it on here. Okay. See? And let's get some glue paper so I don't mess up my mat. I'm going to glue this one in here. And then what I have is this section still safe from the paper clip. And that's where my paper is going to tuck in. Brilliant, right? Love it, love it, love it, love it. So I am going to, what I usually do is I just kind of go crazy. We want a fair amount of glue all the way the edges. We do not want this thing coming apart, right? Okay. It is raining today. I feel like it's been raining a lot lately. And I have a tin roof, so I'm sorry if it's a bit loud. I'm trying to talk a little bit louder just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to tuck it up in there. And make it about even on either side. And I'm going to press that first one down. Press, press, press. And then we're just going to glue this next piece. So easy to do. Looks so cool. I love stuff like that. Okay. And then we're going to use our fingers. And I'm always out in the garden, so please forgive my fingernails. Okay. So we're just pressing, 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 pressing. Sometimes I'll take my bone folder and just get in there. Okay. A little bit. Looks good. Okay. So that's my base for my tab. And inside, I've got those 2 pieces of paper. My paper clip is completely hidden in here. And so I have those 2 pieces of paper with the paper clip around it so it still has the tension. Let's show you on one like this. So same idea. We just need a slightly, let's have glue on that one. Okay. That, you know what? I'm going to go a little wider. I like to get, most of it. Let's go a little bit wider. So let's do my fancy measuring again. Okay. So here's my tag. Let's see. Do I have something darker to put under this to make it easier for you to see? Okay. So here's my tag. I'm going to go a little bit shorter. I want to have an edge on either side. Oh, looks good. And give it a mark. And that way I know it's going to be shorter on the inside. Let's give that a cut. There we go. Check and make sure. This one. Looks good. Okay. Now I want to make sure that it's not going to be longer, and we know that this top area is going to be glued. So I come slightly shorter here, fold it over, and let's give it a little. There we go. Cut. It's amazing the lengths I will go to not measure. Okay. Why do we hate measuring so much? It's just silly. Okay, so look at that. Just about perfect. And I think it's so much easier than having to like cut each one and make sure that it's exactly right. So let's glue this one in, same as before. We are going to, you know what? Let's keep this on the background. Oh, here. Well, easier for you to see. See it? The mirroring does work. It makes it much easier for me to see what you're seeing. I'm gonna go. Okay. So see how this piece is shorter. So here's my fold. I've got room up here. In fact, I'm going to go just, well, I guess I'm not. So depending on how big you want that tab to be. And then we're going to go ahead and give it a glue on this side. These double ones are a little easier just because when it's one long piece of paper and you just fold it over. Okay. And gonna just make sure that you have that really nice and glued in there and everything is tucked in. Okay. So we've got our paper clip yet again. It's hidden in there. We've got the tension. It's perfect. Perfect. Why do I keep saying perfect? I can't help it. That's what I do. Okay. So my next step is always distressing. I really love these Tim Holtz distressings. The only thing I don't love about them is they're not, permanent with, they're not waterproof is what I'm trying to say. So if you know for any reason you're going to do like some wet glue over it or something like that, then if you are, I actually use the Ranger archival ink. And these ones are permanent, waterproof, acid-free. So I have both, but we're going to give these a little ink. And I think I shared with you my little sheet piece of paper. Where did I put you? I usually have you right here. As soon as you go, here we go. Okay. So I'm just going to give these some ink. And you can, just kind of go crazy with the different shapes depending on what sort of dyes you find, which honestly, I can't believe how often I find stuff at thrift stores. You just think there's no way, because if you go on like Facebook Marketplace or whatever, it seems like everybody wants almost retail for stuff. But I did get lucky. My Sizzix I found on Facebook Marketplace, and it came with maybe 50 dies and the machine and the plates and all of this stuff, and it was like $125, I think. I got so lucky. In fact, this die came with it, so I can't really link to it, but I'll look and see if it's still available or something similar. So we've got this one inked. Let's go ahead and ink our straight edge. And you know what? Honestly, these are probably thick enough. I don't even need that. I like that for flimsier things. So we're just going to ink, ink, ink. And on these corners, I like to go in a little further. Let's make it look more authentically aged. Let's go a little further. Okay. And both sides. I don't know if you guys prefer to have like 50 examples or just a couple. I've watched videos where when they're doing instructions, they show me like 30 of them or 20 or 10 or whatever it is. And I always feel like I just need you to show me a few. So I tend on those videos to skip around a lot. But if you prefer more, just let me know in the comments. If you prefer just a few examples, that works too. Okay. So now we're going to do some decorating. And, you know, I hear people ask about what to do with washi tape, what to do with washi stickers. So I've actually used both on these. So this will give you just some ideas. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way. Let's start with some stamping. I like a little background, a little funky. So on these stamps, I don't know if you can see this. I've got a few numbers here. And on this one, what is this? Route. What is that? Route A152. Huh. Anyway, I just used the top of these numbers. So we're going to, I like to use the ground coffee, have some contrast. So, oh, the rain stopped. Every day lately, it's like rain, no rain, on and off. But that's not really that big of a deal other than the fact that I've got all my dye flowers and I really need to pick them when they're dry. And it seems like every time I go to pick them, that's when the rain starts. So I'm going to put this down because I only want a little bit of stamping along that top edge. So I'm going to protect it a little. There we go. Ah, I love that. So I'm just getting kind of a weird marking. It doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, I kind of prefer it not to be. And let's do this next one. What was this one? Let's see. Okay. Is this the right one? Well, let's see. Okay. On this one, the numbers are along the, well, hold on. Are they? Yeah, along the bottom. Okay. And I'm going to protect that again. Right there. Huh? I want it corner to corner. Come on. There we go. Just a little interest in the background. I've kind of gotten into rubber stamps for backgrounds. I wasn't at first. I didn't. Okay. So we've got just a little edge. Remember, we're just going to have a little piece of this showing. And let's do, okay. Got washi tapes. Pink. Yeah, sure, let's do pink. So I love this sort of torn look. And I was a jeweler for, uh-oh, this one's almost out. For years before I had my daughter. So I'm just going to tear a little piece off there. And tear a piece off there. And let's just pop it. You know what? Let's pop a little glue on there. I think we've talked in the past about washi being not as permanent as we'd like. So I like to add just a tiny bit of glue so that doesn't come off over time. And let's just put that underneath. Okay. Can you see that? Is that glare too bright? Okay. Give it a little cut. Okay. like this might be, this light is, I don't know if it's too bright. I guess we'll see. It doesn't look bright on my monitor. Okay. So a little bit of washi tape, the stamp. And on this one, let's just do a washi sticker. Where are the washi stickers? I love these little containers. I got these at Dollar Tree. They're kind of perfect for this kind of stuff. I'm going to look for a flower, I think. Let's see. Huh, that one's kind of pretty. Ooh, maybe. Maybe. Do we have any? No, I've got tons. They're all mixed in here, though. Mushrooms, butterflies, more flowers. Let's see. I think I like the idea of using that one, so let's use that one. Okay. Can't really go wrong, right? Okay. Get those out of the way. Okay. There we go. So on this one, I want to put in, I like the idea of there being some sort of a background. Put a little more extra collage. Huh? Yeah, I like that. Okay. Extra pieces. Some of the feedback I got was to clear this space so you can stay more focused on this part. And I gotta tell you, I'm a bit of a messy crafter. Oh, got a distress. See? Got carried away. I'll clean up my entire workspace, get everything organized, make one project, and it's a disaster again. Every single time. And I keep thinking, if I can't find easy, like really easy ways of organizing things, then it just won't stay organized. So, on the quest for the best way of organizing, I've gotten better, a little better. Okay. So, we've got that distress. Let's get that out of the way. And put some more glue on. Okay. Okay. Let's go to this side. Just a little bit. I want to go further up. There we go. Okay. You know, the thing about this art, it dries pretty fast. So if you want to maneuver this at all, you're going to have to be slightly quick. And do we want, well, those are too much the same color. I want something a little, ooh, I like that. Huh. Maybe like that. Yeah, I think I like the butterfly better. I really love the look of collaging and then cutting some of this excess off. So let me show you what I mean. And this one I'm not going to distress. I don't feel like it needs it. So let's just put a little bit of glue here. Okay. A little background. Okay. Yeah. Just like that. Let's hold it for just a minute. Just a minute. Where's my handy? Oh, try to have a little bit of something. Okay. So I've got these little wings. I'm just going to cut the excess off. I just feel like it looks a little more three-dimensional. It's got such a great look to it. We've got a little excess there. And there. Not great. So we'll just, you know what we're going to do? There's tag 1. Oh, this way. Okay. Okay, let's finish tag 2. So a lot of people say they have problems, and shouldn't even say this. A lot of people say they have problems getting these stickers off, and usually I don't. But you know what they say, as soon as you start. So you know what? I knew I shouldn't have said anything. I knew I shouldn't say anything. See, as soon as I say something, I got too cocky. So what happens? Okay, let's go down here. Oh my gosh. Ah, there we go. Now I'm embarrassed. Okay, take that piece off. And again, I kind of want to go off the page a little because I just really love that look. I think it looks awesome. Let's do it like that. I'm going to cut our excess off. Okay. See how I'm going to get in here. There we go. It's a little easier to do these sticker ones on the straight edges. This top is so decorative. But we just take our time, right? Okay, we're good. And let's ink a little more. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Just give it a little more. You wouldn't believe it. So after all that rain, the sun is out. Doesn't look like it's hard to. I've heard, you know, my whole family. So I'm originally I was born in Sacramento, California, but raised in Oregon, in a really tiny town called McMinnville, which is the only thing it's got going for it is it's home of the spruce goose, Howard Hughes's unflyable plane, I guess, and maybe that one. So my whole family is still on the West Coast, but I'm here, and for the first time, kind of the weather is way harder. Actually, I think that one might be too dark. What do y'all think? Last summer, I think my dad, who's in Salem, Oregon, said there was like 105-degree temperatures. Being in the mountains in North Carolina, it's so, you know, it's been more temperate, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's a little warmer some days, but I don't feel like we've had the extreme heats or cold or anything like that. I keep teasing them that if things get too hard, that they can come on out and we'll make room for them. Wouldn't that be awesome, though? I'd love to have them closer. I do miss them. Okay, so we got this one glued on. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, that was the straight edge one. Oh, my gosh, what am I saying? Never mind, never mind. Just ignore me. I'm a doodle. Okay. Just cut that little excess off again. And a little here. So we've got 2 collaged tabs. Look at that. What do y'all think? See, that's really not that hard. And if you want, you can do the back as well. I like to have lots of writing space in my journals. So I tend to leave backs blank because I think, oh, they might want to write some notes or maybe put on their own sticker. Maybe they think this is really beautiful, but they want to put, I don't know, daily tasks or gratitude. And that way they have the option. So if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. My sister told me I had to remember to say that because I don't even think of it. But I also wanted to let y'all know. So the samples that I make, I'm going to put aside all of the samples that I make in these tutorials for the month. I'm going to put them aside. And at the end of the month, we will do a little drawing from those who have commented on the videos. Just do a little drawing and I'll send you all of the samples that I've made in the tutorials, as well as a few other little goodies. And maybe even like if you don't have, well, let's just leave it at that. So plan on sending a goodie box with all the samples. As you can see, my theme is nature. So if you're into that, great. Thank you. And I will have another video every week on Wednesday. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.